Act 2. The Gestation. Act 2, Scene 1. Erenbor's Workshop.
Spawn of the unknown. It pains me beyond words to harm another living thing. But gifts must be tested. You understand this, yes? Truly I am sorry. But your kind invaded our kingdom, razed our lands and took our people for your unholy deeds. It is only natural we fight back, yes? Warfare is built upon the ideals of innovation. Primitives start with their bare fists, teeth, nails, and feet. But eventually, a rival began using a rock and some sticks, so there was a desire to innovate. Accelerate some time, and now we not only have a Hydra from Kerala bearing down on us with its serpent tongue and many heads, but a grand giant from Enosia threatening to step on us with one large, singular blow. We may be mighty, yes, but we are not invulnerable. No man, nation, order, or idea is. So I ask you, Demon Spawn, what is the most terrifying thing one sentient creature can experience? What thing can drive any rational person to untold violence, to the creation of instruments whose sole purpose is to inflict misery? The different, the unwalked path. You are not the only new and unusual things marching at our door, demon. We have enemies within and without. Thankfully, I have developed a way to best use you both. What is your name and purpose?
My name is Yondor Minakut. I am the third-rank soldier in the Flaxen army under General Cole and Princess Lyric. I was born to serve and safeguard the rights of any of Angleron's subjects. I am part of the change sweeping this kingdom in the coming days.
Good. Very good. And what will you do now?
Whatever it is Nulldus desires, Lady Erenbar.
Act 2, Scene 2. Vedanta's Chambers.
And so it is written that when the great powers converge and an unseen influence outstretches its greedy hands, the chrysalis will finish its gestation, and the calamity will befall this land. It is as I thought. This is predestined to occur, down to the very last minutiae of action. There is no escaping fate, no grand revelation at the 11th minute of the 11th hour that turns back the great dials on the clock that Father Time himself hoards like a dragon. No. All things must eventually end. All must turn to dust. I was Vedanta before I knew of this, and I will be so after. My priority is to instruct the prince on his next steps.
You wish to see me, Vedanta?
Yes, my lord. Come in. I take it you rested. You seem more balanced than before. That is most fortunate, for what I have to relay to you will be extremely taxing. I must insist you follow my directive and trust in me. You are my sovereign lord, my prince, and my student. but that last one must take priority when sharing this information. Do you understand and consent?
You have not failed me this far, Vedanta. I have grown sufficiently under your teachings, and, as you know, I care not for my royal heritage, nor the concept of class that is most hideously coupled with, like a parasite latched to a sickly host. I am your student, and I see this as a path to lead me forward. Educate me.
Sit. Breathe in the smoke and cast all thoughts from your mind. You must ignore all impulses that this body of meat, lightning, and water implores you to abide by. Your mind, a window to your thoughts both deep within you and bubbling to the surface. Render them blank. Turn the mind to a blank ocean with no bubbles, froth, or life within. Even your breathing, you must ignore. Your body will do that for you as your inner self separates from it, if but for a moment. You're becoming empty, my lord. You're becoming one with none. What do you see?
I see a path, a doorway.
Go through it. Let me be your spectre and haunt your every step. Dictate unto me what you see.
I am in a chamber, grand in design with multiple pathways, leading on towards multiple gateways I can step through. Stairs that lead to nowhere, to everywhere, to all that lays in between. Impossible structures and angles, with gilded doors and ramshackle archways of filth. They rotate around me, until I am at the apex. Each viable path laid out in front of me like a fork in the road of time. I don't see the hands, but I feel them gesturing to each one. First, an archway of stone leading to the tombs of my kin. The next, a locked gate leading to a sanitarium. A wailing voice shrieking to me from beyond the purview. The third, a pulsating mass. The hide of a great beast bursting from its confines as it barely holds back something unholy. The fourth archway, made of wood and bone, somehow contains an endless expanse beyond our borders, a great moor rising in the distance. The fifth, a gilded door, with a big top carnival beyond, a group of oddly dressed individuals beckoning me in. The sixth,
Say it, my student. Speak it into existence and make it so in your mind.
It's a triangular door, through which I can see a view of our very kingdom from far above. I am gazing from the abyss as the abyss gazes at us. But there is something more. Something calling from the highest set of stairs in this space, and forming from seemingly nothing to greet me. There is something within our kingdom, though I wish to see it.
Do not stray too far, Fallon. But if you feel safe...
I see something in the Duke of Harper's Wake's chambers. He's...
My prince, there are some things you are not ready to see, and some you are not meant to see. Keep your focus. Follow the voice.
Almost ready. The chrysalis is almost complete, and I will spring forth anew. You must ensure they do not wake me early, Vedanta. I trust you, just as I trust Fallon. Let
Let the wolves come to my door, hungry and snarling, with their disease-addled minds boiling with hatred and malice, looking to tear the flesh from my bones. Let them try and fail to stop the wheel of progress. Let the machinations of this cursed dynasty bring ruin. But do not let them open my doors until the schism has reached its apex. There is still work to be done. But I will bring an end to this charade, and our enemies shall know the rage of the unacknowledged. Speak with Lyric. Confer with Marius and Desislava. Be mindful of Billebault. Something is coming. Fallon must be prepared.
You have my word, my sovereign.
That was unexpected. As if a most freezing slumber overtook my body. My lungs feel tight, and my very breath cooled to the touch. My mind addled and sluggish. What happened, Vedanta?
You opened yourself up to Null, and something spoke through you. Something powerful. Something that has guided me as it now guides you, my prince.
It mentioned something was coming. That I must be prepared for. Pray tell, Vedanta, before I succumb to sleep and anxious dreams, what may that be?
Nothing short of blissful silence, ambling its way to the finale of this kingdom.
Act 2, Scene 3. Their Majesties' Chambers.
My love, have you been staring at the sky this whole time? I've been gone since supper, yet here you still stand. You must eat something. Fragility does not become you.
It has grown since last you were here. I am watching our potential demise loom overhead, moment by moment, gnashing its teeth and licking its lips before devouring us whole. Will the annals of history remember us as we are, in this moment, my love? Will they remember your smile? Billebault's sharp wit, Fallon's incredible insight, Lyric's kindness, our Crown Prince's mere existence? What will become of them if this calamity comes to pass?
It matters not what history says, only what we create for those long after we are dust to learn from in relative peace due to our actions. Be they perceived brutal and stained red with blood by some, pure and without folly by others, or largely perceived as no different to our ancestors surviving against the elements. They were afraid. They were armed with nothing but their own instincts, their kin and the will to persist beyond the veil. They killed. They made choices that many of our most learned scholars would consider barbaric. They did what they had to do. They lived, and eventually brought us here, to this moment, to this era of humanity's greatest test, and we will surpass it.
I'm afraid, Desi. Death is a reality I've learned to meet and greet with the same decorum I would give our most revered guests. That much I am at peace with. It is the world we leave behind, and that of our children that frightens me, a world with demons encroaching on their bedsides, monsters wearing human skin who would deign to eliminate our Crown Prince. They will never understand. Instead, they will fear, which will turn into hate.
Perhaps understanding is not the aim, my love, but respect. And if respect cannot be earned, then fear will take its place with tenterhooks that will burrow so deep into man's heart that they will never be removed. We will carve this world out for our children, our crown prince. If the Calamity takes us, it takes us all. But I believe in a different outcome. I believe by the end of this, our worries will be at an end.
Fallon will thrive under Vedanta's guidance and proves already wise beyond their years. Joriq is a master strategist and tactician with unyielding conviction. Billebault may be crass, but his wit and sharpness is beyond reproach. Our children are all destined for greatness. We have done well. But the Crown Prince?
They will rule, absolutely and without opposition. It was always their destiny as written in the stars. Even that schism in the sky will not stop them. It is limited to our world, our skies. It cannot compare to the brilliance from which the Crown Prince draws upon, and our artifacts will only tighten the grip they will have around history's pretty neck. Come now, no more worrying. We have something far more pressing.
Indeed. It is time to see what these artifacts can do. My hope remains that they will keep the demon threat at bay, giving us some room to breathe.
Oh, my love, they will do much, much more than that.
Act 2, Scene 4, Flaxen War Council Room.
It is decided then. With the arrival of this calamity, we will escalate our plans. Come dusk, we will gather our forces and storm the front gates. It is my hope and belief that with our numbers outweighing the royal army, my parents will do the smart thing and surrender. They are not evil, nor are they foolish. They are simply misguided and worn down by this conflict, too focused on the outside to deal with the issues within. The transition should, if all goes to plan, be a smooth and simple one. I will act as lead advisor with General Cole remaining head of our army, but we will allow the people to elect someone new within a solar year, should that be their wish. Our focus must be them, our unseen kin who starve or worse in our streets. Are we in agreement?
Aye, my lady. I do not enjoy this subterfuge against our majesties, and my heart is still with them. But we of the Onyx Mines cannot continue this way without severe consequences. You have our support and our resources.
The Onyx Mines have always helped to steer this nation in the right direction, Master McHale. I trust they will continue to do so alongside me. The test of the artifacts is due to commence soon. You certain you wish to be the one?
Aye, my lady. I share yours and General Cole's fear that the wrong person wearing those cursed things could cause untold damage. Better it be someone like me who, above all else, wishes to see Angleron prosper in peace. If that means the end of me, the Onyx Mines shall remember me fondly, and I will have a place in the Giant's Moor under the mountain. I will dine with the great ones and never tire. I only hope I can live long enough to see Angleron's new dawn rise.
If you do not, know that our history books will never forget your name. It will be remembered by our scholars, our children and their parents who are alive, loved and free. I will ensure it. General Cole, what say you?
It goes without saying of my loyalty, Your Highness. I have already readied our troops and the reserve armies prepared to march when the sun begins to set. Angleron will unite as one to remake itself anew, ready for a new age and the threat at our doorsteps. I only hope that certain caustic elements do not find a way to become combustible.
I appreciate your concern, General, but we cannot prepare for the unprepared. Only for that which we can anticipate. You taught me that. But if there is one thing I could do to put your mind at ease, perhaps I can oblige. You wish to speak to Ula, yes? Get them to join our cause?
The alternative being to simply have them eliminated. Yes, I would feel comforted knowing such a behemoth was on our side or not involved at all. You have a plan for approaching them?
Master McHale, would you be so kind as to outfit me with your finest blade? I wish to duel our beloved and esteemed Ula.
You cannot be serious, my lady. The mere thought of you!
Of me battling such a beast as the obsidian blade is terrifying, and you are concerned I'll be cut into ribbons. I'm well aware of the skill differential. I do not plan to best our finest swordsmen. I have an alternate method in mind, if you'll humour your princess's wild indulgence.
Your Highness,
Ula the Obsidian Blade, your skills are beyond reproach, as is your loyalty. Whilst this request may seem petulant, foolish, and suicidal, I ask that you uphold the loyalty and indulge me. Will you do this?
For the royal family, I will do anything that is asked of me.
Good. I wish you to duel me, and should I get a hit on you, ask that you become my personal guard and swear fealty to me. If you win, I will see to it you have the freedom to leave our servitude, if that is your desire.
I would never leave the comfort of the royal family. You will get 3 attempts before I retaliate. Should you fail, I will instead request that you answer one question of mine as truthfully as you are able.
You have never asked us of anything. How fortunate I was able to rouse your curiosity right as I needed it. Perhaps this is fate.
Slow. 2 more attempts.
You are an anomaly even to us, Ula. I've no doubt my father knows of your origins and what lays beneath that armour. Perhaps mother too. But even I do not know, and yet you've been here since I was but a child. I admired you. Your strength, your technique, and the way you carry yourself in any room. You say so little yet convey so much. I wanted to be just like you as I became a woman.
Good, but predictable. 1 more attempt. You flatter me, Your Highness. Skilled though I am, I have my flaws.
Oh, I know. I'm not as witty as my elder sibling, pensive as my middle brother, or as talented as the Crown Prince. But I am one thing above all else. Observant. And do you know what I have observed of you these past 12 winters, Ula? You are far too lenient when it comes to the royal family, because loyalty trumps all else.
I will keep my promise. I am now and will always be sworn to you directly, Lyric Ophelia de Frederick. I will inform your father of this change.
Excellent. We have some things to discuss before you depart. More importantly, I have a mission for you.
As you wish, my lady.
Act 2, Scene 5. The Crown Prince's Chambers.
Father, how fares my sibling? And how fare you?
If I recounted the story of when each of you were born, my daughter, come sit, I will recount it to you. When the eldest of the family, Billebault, was born at daybreak, it is said that every church bell in the kingdom ceased to function for the duration of the sun's rotation across the sky. Such was his power of will and defiance, the very fabric of our institution stopped in awe of him. His name was taken from that of my forefathers, something of an ironic title now, looking at his disposition, I suppose. It means to laugh at oneself and find joy. I sometimes worry about him. It is never easy for the firstborn to be passed over for the throne, but his sharp tongue and sharper wit do not make for good judgment. When Fallon came into the world, we opted for tradition. He was and is the spitting image of me, bearing my curious nature with your mother's directness. Fallon meaning descended from the ruler. What he lacks in constitution, he makes up for in intellect. Second in line, he never protested being passed over like his brother. When you were born, nary a dry eye was in the palace. It'd been a difficult birth, and upon your arrival, you didn't cry so much as sing. So he named you Lyric, the song-like child of Angleron. Everything I could want in a successor, more beautiful than the stars during winter solstice, measured in their decision-making, skilled with all manner of weaponry, a natural diplomat and remarkable foresight. If you did not have such mental ailments, we know how I feel. Which leaves us with the youngest, the Crown Prince. The night they were birthed, the weather turned foul. Great winds from the east billowed and shook the foundations of the palace. Lightning struck outside, threatening to pierce our very windows, and I said spirits manifesting in the room with us as their first cries rang out, dispelling all in an instant. The world was silent, Eerily so when Sovereign took their first breath. That is the only birth that has ever scared me, Lyric. But it's the one where I knew something otherworldly had been brought into our kingdom. Something with great power that over time could dispel any enemy. I only wish they saw what we saw.
Pray tell, you speak so cryptically of my kin. You speak as if they are otherworldly.
Would it be so far-fetched if that were to be true? My daughter, there is but one thing I've never told you about Sovereign's origin. Perhaps when you enter their chambers you would understand. It's been many moons since you saw them last, has it not?
Yes. Vedanta told me that Sovereign needed rest, that the rejuvenation process was complex and could not be disturbed. I wished to be by their side, but I understand. I was hoping to confer with her on how much longer we must wait.
Judging by the calamity outside, I'd wager not long. Stay by Sovereign's side, Lyric. Guide him as you would do when they sit upon the throne. Your mind is too sharp to go to waste. Know that I and your mother are immensely proud of you in all that you do. For our bloodline, no action is without merit. It is time I took my leave. The artifacts must be tested, and I relish in a chance of respite here in my child's chambers. A reminder what I am fighting for, of the narrative I am trying to protect, the lineage I am trying to protect.
Father, you have yet to tell me of the one thing you never concluded. About Sovereign's conception.
There was no conception. On a night not dissimilar to this, I awoke to find your mother cradling a newborn babe. When I asked her of its gender, its place of origin, or anything of the sort, I was met with silence. A blissful, unending silence on her part that enraptured her. She simply told me it was divine will, and this was the beginning of a new age, that our new sovereign had arrived, our crown prince. She loved them, loves them like it is her own child. Once, in a stupor, she told me of who she suspected Sovereign came from. But I must say no more on the subject, not now. Know this, my daughter. Whatever you hear inside those doors, know it is what Sovereign must go through in order to rise anew. A cocoon within which they will gestate, pupate, and emerge a better version, a truer version of themselves. While they fight their battle, we have our own to attend to. Do not delay too long.
End of Act 2. This was performed by the wonderful cast over at Unbound Theatre. Learn more about Unbound Theatre and the work that we do over at unboundtheatre.co.uk and at our SoundCloud, linked in the description below, where you'll hear more from the cast and yours truly. The opening prologue done by the amazing Christopher James. Emperor Marius IV was played by Philip Donnelly, Empress Desislava, played by Erika Sanderson, Ula the Obsidian Blade, played by Mimi Brown, Erembor the Tinkerer, played by Jack Knight, Vedanta the Machinator, played by Hannah Pople, General Cole, played by Rob Aldridge, Prince Fallon, played by Harry Locke, Princess Lyric, played by Caspia Huntingdon-Davies, Prince Billebault, played by TJ Lee, Lady Moreau, played by Mary Hall, Master McHale, played by Andy Faber, Hieromonk Levelle, played by Alan Curtis, the Envoy to the Stars and Ambassador Eritral, played by TJ Lee, Ambassador Joriq, played by Hannah Davies, and Yundal, played by Andrew Shaw. Directed by TJ Lee and Dario Knight. Special thanks to Gareth Davies. If you enjoyed this production and the things we do here at Dusklight, whether that's Dusklight radios, old school transmissions, the Sturgeon videos, the Nightmare Detectives, anything, please consider dropping a subscription, leave a comment, show your support however you see fit. Really, really appreciate it. And especially a thank you to our patrons. You guys are incredible. Really appreciate all the work you put in. And I want to give a shout out to those patrons now as we wrap up the video. First up are the Sturgeonite faithful. I want to thank Amara, Candyman Gloving, Dave Baxter, Feeny Von Karma, Heather Cayley, Max, Mike, Newman Borders, Pesky Opossum, and Phi. Next, I want to thank the janitors. Thanks to Alex Nunez, Amy, Arkham Cookie, Death31, Jimmy Ricardo, Sabine Eclipse, and Scott. Next, the Nightmare Detectives, Adrian R., Ethan Nelson, Fox Clifford, and Gianni Di Lorena. Our Void Walker tier, Professor Creepypasta and Rat Squatch. And of course, our Blackwell family. Clue Blackwell, Jackal Blackwell, Tabitha Blackwell, and Papa Kaya Blackwell. Honestly, thank you so much for all of you for donating, for being such a passionate part of the community. And hey, for those of you who can't, it is an incredibly tough time out there right now. Just subscribing, hitting the comment button, sharing, all that really, really helps. Thank you so much, and we'll see you for Act 2 when dusk enters the station. Take care.